Shedeur Sanders had his debut with the Browns and played. I don't know what you thought. I thought he looked better than he was supposed to look. I mean, the NFL painted him like he was going to be this absolute bust who was a non-athlete with a terrible arm, and it looked like he was the same guy he was in college, which was one of the best quarterbacks in the nation, at least in college. What do you think? And did the Niners miss an opportunity? Like, he was there in the 5th round. They could have taken him instead of Jordan Watkins or Nick Martin.
A couple of things that I see is becoming like a trend that I see. It's like when somebody does good on another team in the preseason, they're like, yeah, but it's on the preseason against backups. But when someone on your team does good in the preseason, you get hyped about them, right? Like, I see a lot of fans do that.
Did you see
right?
Marquise Siegel out there? He was incredible.
He was balling. Siegel was balling, but
Yeah.
Shedeur Sanders playing against backups, right? Like,
Yeah.
I think I see that inconsistency amongst fans. So I want to like put that on out there as we talk about this, right? Like, obviously, these quarterbacks are playing against backups. They're also playing with backups. That also never gets talked about, right? When Trey balled out, he's playing against second and third stringers. Yeah, he's also playing with second and third stringers. Same thing with Shedeur. But what I saw from Shedeur was really encouraging. And to me, he looked like he might be, like, if the Browns actually give him a chance, he might be the new Brock Purdy as far as not the way they play,
Value.
but the best value in the NFL at about $1 million per year. And I think the Niners should have probably drafted him in that round. Like, I'm not saying first round, second round, but where the Browns got him, yeah, the Niners should have got him there. I think he has a much higher ceiling than Mac Jones.
And it's like, you look at forget Mac Jones for a second, because they could have had both of them. You look at Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai. This team went through 4 quarterbacks a couple years ago. They used to talk about how important. Remember when they had Sam Darnold and Trey Lance and Brock Purdy, and they're like, what? I mean, the quarterback room is the most important room. You got to have a whole room. And now it's like Carter Bradley and Tanner Mordecai are in the room. They shouldn't be in the league. What are they doing here? How do you guys have these? Why would you even waste your time? I mean, neither has any upside. Freaking Harbaugh has Trey Lance and DJ Ugalele, who was like the #1 recruit out of high school. He's at least trying to work with some real talent. You guys got. Why would you not want to add a third quarterback to this room? I just don't. Why not? A good one.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
you got Curtis Rourke though.
What's that?
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you drafted Curtis Rourke means that you were looking for a guy because that Tanner and Carter ain't it. You signed Carter because Tanner ain't it. Then you brought Tanner back because I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it would have been a smart move to get Shedeur. If you can get Shedeur Sanders in the 4th or 5th round, like, everybody should be jumping on that. I think it was crazy that a lot of teams didn't, regardless of what your quarterback situation is. If nothing else, that could be a trade piece or great depth. I think Shedeur's going to prove a lot of people wrong in the NFL. Now, he's on the Browns, so it's kind of hard to shine out there in Cleveland. So that might limit him. But I do think he's the best value in the NFL. And I think Niners probably should have took a chance with him,
What did you think of what Shedeur Sanders did after the game with Tony Grossi? Did you see that?
Oh,
walked up to him and said, "Hey, man, you'll never have anything positive to say about me, man. What's that about? What did I ever do to you, Tony?"
Yeah, like a lot of the personality stuff that Shedeur had, I think it turned a lot of people off, but he's very smart. I think they just got a little carried away with that stuff. But now I think, maybe this whole thing kind of put things into perspective for him. But Shedeur Sanders is a smart dude. And so I think he's actively turning around. He's saying all the right things, doing all the right things to kind of turn around what people think of him in this league. And I think that was great the way he approached. It wasn't mean, wasn't angry. It was just, straightforward, which I respect because I'm a pretty straightforward communicator myself. So I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was completely fair. The one thing he did that I don't know if I would have liked it, he kept tapping Tony on the shoulder. I was like, but that aside, I felt like he had the right tone, the right energy. Like, I'm not mad. In fact, I'm kind of amused. I'm in a good mood because I just won and I played well. But like, by the way, Tony, you're gonna give me some props. Hey, Hey, man, like, how about one time? And I think that's a fair thing to say because from Tony's perspective, he can't have an axe to grind. Why would you have a bias against this guy? If you think he's no good, fine. But now you got more evidence, and you probably should praise him. So I thought that was fair. Tart did that to me, like 2019. He came up to me. This was privately in the locker room. He was like, "How come every time you talk about me is negative?" I'm like, "Is that true?" He was like, "Yeah. You always highlight what I do bad, and you never mention what I do well." And I'm like, "Damn. All right, you're right.
Yeah.
I'll do better." And I think it's fair for an athlete to be like, "Dude, why are you picking on me, man? What the hell did I do?"
I think with every relationship in life, no matter what it is, the straightforward communication, like
Mhm.
calm, rational, straightforward communication is what people should do. Like,
Aspire to, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, and I think that's one of Kyle's downfalls is, if I'm a Kyle Shanahan, I'm going up to you like one on one. I'm catching you. Hey, man, I, what's going on? We got to fix this. Like
Yeah.
work it out. Like Kittle did
Yeah.
it with you, and I think like there's ways to handle stuff, and I don't know. I respect it. One thing I loved about I went to New York a couple years ago with the wife for the first time. They're all straightforward communication, and people think
Yeah.
that's bad, but like California, we are kind of passive aggressive a little bit
Yeah.
out here. Like you don't really know if someone likes you or not in
No.
California, but in New York, and I love that. I love that.
Have you ever heard the term a California no? Like, hey man, you want to hang out this weekend? Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's a no.
That's a no.
Oh yeah. Let me
Yeah,
just check. Oh, that's a no. Like you
I even
just say
saw you.
no. It's okay. You can say no.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm down. I could be
yeah,
down. Oh, that's that's a no. You could be down. That's a hell no. I'm not doing that. You know what I'm
yeah.
talking about?
Even your dad. I saw your dad. I don't know when it was. Maybe a couple years ago. He was like, yeah. Even in California, they say, yeah, no,
Yeah, no. What do
yeah,
you mean?
no,
Yeah, no. It's just no or yeah. It's not yeah, no.
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. I love
nah.
Cali, but that is an observation I've definitely noticed.
Well, I think it's has to do with the difference between a subway culture and a car culture. In California, you can move around and not really interact with people that much. You're in your car, you lock your doors, you park the car, you get valet, you could just insulate yourself from everyone. But in New York, you could be the richest dude in the world. You got to get in that subway and you got to smell all the musty people in the freaking humid heat. You know what I mean? It's a
It's
different, and
different.
it pisses everyone's kind of annoyed, and you get bump into people, and there's all these people you're never gonna freaking see again. So why not be direct?
Yeah, I respect it. I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take our final super chats. Anoop says 1 Jalen Walker, 2 Ursery, 3 Dylan Fairchild. Oops. I could have been there 1, 2, 3 picks.
Mm.
But they got stout though. Shout out to Mama Ayuk. Yeah, if you're watching, Mama Ayuk, I appreciate you for supporting the show. I'm always going to support Brandon, my favorite wide receiver in the league by far, as everyone always knew. Matty Bruce says we're forgetting just how much rook it on the roster. How much rook it on the roster? Salah will be lucky to make rookies on this roster. Make it top 10. D, lower those expectations. Philosophy is unknown.
Yes and no. Like, I mean,
Yes and no.
yes and no. I think they're going to be top 10. I think I do think they'll be top 10. Let's make a bet, Matty Bruce. I do think so. That this defensive line is much better than they were last year. Getting rid of what is that guy's name that walked off the damn field?
Oh, who cares? Yeah, Devondre Campbell.
He was awful.
He's
So
terrible.
any one of these linebackers is better than him. And plus, you got Robert Saleh calling the plays. I think this defense is going to be improved. I do believe that.
I think a lot. We'll see about Michael. He's important, but I like the D line. I think the linebackers have a lot of potential. Secondary is going to come down to Renardo, Stout, Siegel, Mustafa. If those guys are all healthy, the Niners could have a really good secondary. But like Stout, Calf, Green, hamstring. I mean, they still have to prove that they can be consistent and durable. But there's a lot of potential in that secondary that I didn't realize.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce this one? Ahas. Ahas says trivia: easiest schedule since the 2015 Panthers. They started 5-0, destroying teams, finished 9-8, missing the playoffs. The collapse was blamed on newly hired OC's inability to adapt. Guess that OC. 05 Panthers. Man, they went to the Super Bowl. What are you talking about? Was it Ken Dorsey? But I think your year wrong. 49er Frank says Bethune and Lucas look like different players under Saleh versus Sorensen. Siegel played with the decisiveness and looks like he has some range. Let Rob cook.
Robert Saleh.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Big Bob Saleh. We have probs if our number one DBs go down for long. Yeah, yeah. They're one injury away for having Dallas Flowers on the field in a real game. Or
Chase,
Luter.
I'm telling you, man. Chase Young proved himself yesterday. He's got to keep
Chase
doing
Young,
it.
take it back.
Chase
Lucas. Chase Young is not welcome around here.
Chase Lucas.
He's in the Devondre Campbell.
Yeah.
He wasn't that bad. Matty Bruce says this era NFL forgot the power of a legit stud corner. Remember Revis Island, Pepperidge Farm remembers, more valuable than any edge rush or Bosa, etc. Yeah, but those guys are super rare. They're hard to find.
And like if you have a really good D line pass rush, that'll help your corners. Or if you have really good corners, that helps your D line. They work hand in hand. So you got to have one that's really freaking good. And
here's a question: would you rather have a really well-rounded team that's dominant nowhere, or a team that is absolutely dominant in one or two places with some weaknesses?
Depends on. I think they
like,
dominate.
If you have the best D line in the league, it may not matter what your secondary is.
Yeah,
like that's kind of what. Not that the Eagles had a bad secondary, but it was irrelevant. They won the game with one position group in that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Take defenses mid, offense presses and performs. Yeah, but they're one injury away to like Ben Bartch or Trent Williams or Colton McKivitz to being a bad offense. So it's going to be week to week. I think the defense is going to be like steadily improving because the young guys are going to. But the offense is going to be who's healthy. Which old guy is down this week?
I think we're back to the Niners way of. And maybe not this year, maybe more so next year, but I think we're headed in the direction of the tradition under Kyle Shanahan, where the Niners defense is bailing out the offense. I think that's where we're headed. Really, I just don't see the weapons at the receiver position.
Also, just from a schematic standpoint, I have more confidence in Saleh than Kyle. Maybe I'm wrong, but I was really pleased with the stuff that Saleh was showing. It was mostly vanilla, but like I think he's evolving, and I don't know that Kyle's evolving. You went straight back to the tight end block and the edge rusher in the preseason. Like, dude, come on, man. Let's see something new from you. That hasn't worked in years. I'm serious. I don't know. I don't know.
Wait. Go back. Go back. You missed
Ryan,
it.
I love you, but this defense ain't above 15.
Let's bet. So you just dropped it to 15, Matty. You just dropped it to 15. Let's take the bet, man. What is the bet?
Steven C. Pryor says, I walked away from last night thinking Junior Bergen, Super Bowl 60, MVP. Then he says, Shedeur will completely eclipse Deion's career if the Browns can get their hands on Junior Bergen. Matty Bruce says, would you give up Stout or CJ West for Shedeur right now? Those are your 4th and 5th rounders. If not, your point is moot. Drafting is a game of opportunity cost. What about Jordan Watkins? Would you give up Jordan Watkins for Shedeur right now? I mean,
yeah,
I think I would.
Yeah.
A potential number 3 wide receiver for a potential starting quarterback. I mean, yeah. Love you, Ryan. I'm in for a water bet.
Let's go. Water fight.
Who's going to be better? Kyle with offense or Saleh with defense? Ask Party Time. I'm Team Saleh. I'm Team Saleh. Big Bob. All right, that's the show, man. Hour and 11. I had a lot to talk about today, Ryan. Thank you so much for your time. I missed you, man. We haven't done this show in a while. Back.
It's been a minute. I'm glad we have actual football to talk about. I needed a break from off-season.
Talking about non-actual football. That's the rough one. I don't like doing that. Yeah. All right, guys. Good to be back. Thanks for watching. Have a good Sunday. Thanks for being here.